Hello friends, in this video we are going to see what is an elastic query. Okay, so as usual the agenda would be understanding elastic query and then a practical demo. So let us first understand what is an elastic query. Elastic database query for Azure SQL database allows you to run TSQL queries that span multiple databases using a single connection point. It allows you to perform cross-database queries to access remote tables and to connect Microsoft and third-party tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, etc. to query across data tiers with multiple databases, right? In simple terms, if you have worked any time on the linked server or cross database queries on your local environment, that is on premises SQL servers, right? Many a times it is needed that some of the informations are lying onto the different databases or sometimes on to altogether on a different servers, right? So in that case, either we write a three-part names, right? If it is in the same instance, then we write three-part names, and if it is all together on a different server, right, then what we need to do is we need to create a link server. If you remember, if you have created a link server, then we create a link server accessing that server, that database, and then through that link server we access the data from that server and from database, right? Now this is not compatible with Azure databases. So Microsoft, has a feature called an elastic query where you need to create an external table source, right? As it is as good as link server, but there where you have to create a external source and then you can actually refer the databases or the data tables into your query from the another databases, right? So this is basically very in simple term. This is an elastic query. Let us see something into action now as usual. So here you can see I have two instance connected. One is my VM here, right? And in this VM, I am going to show you the three-part name cross database query, and then this is my Azure database. Okay, so let us first see what is a three-part name query or how to refer a table into another database, right, to get some information. First of all, let me create two databases here. So now you can see, sorry, uh, okay, the databases are created. You can see here, okay, DB1 and DB2. I am creating one table on into DB1. And let us see what table is created. So I have created a table employee having two columns, employee ID and employee name. Similarly, I am creating one table into DB2. So this is my second database and I'm creating an employee salary into that database. And if you see here, then it has two columns, employee ID and salary. Okay, let me shift back again to DB1. And now what I want to do that I want to have a result set combined result set from both this table. One table is in DB1 and another table is in DB2, right? So I want a combined results as employee ID, employee name and their salary. Okay. So how do you do this into on premises or the local environment? So you can see here I have actually written a query uh, getting three columns, employee ID, employee name and salary from my employee table, and I'm joining with DB2 DBO. Now DB2 is my another database. This is schema and the table name, right? So this is called a three-part name referencing and then alias, and then I'm joining on the employee ID table. If your schema is DBO, then you can always skip this and you can write the table name, database name and table name in this fashion also. Okay. So let me execute this here, and now you can see I got the result back. Employee ID, employee name and salary. Okay, so this is where this is called as a cross database queries, that some of the information we are getting from DB1 and some of the information we are getting from DB2. Okay, by joining we are with the help of cross database query we can do that easily on an on premises local environment, right? Let us see how does this looks into Azure databases. So here now I have the Azure database here, and I have two databases, sorry, Azure instance here, and there are two databases, Azure DB1 and Azure DB2. Okay, let me same way create two tables in each of the database. So let me go to Azure DB1 and create this. So the table has been created. Let us see. select star from employee. Okay, so we have two columns, employee ID, employee name, same way. And let me create the table into salary table into DB2, Azure DB2. So I am opening a new connection. I am creating this, and employee salary is also created. So let us say select star from employee salary. Okay, so now you can see employee ID. So in both the tables, here we have employee ID, employee name, and here we have employee ID and salary. So our joining column name would be employee ID. Let me close this now. Okay, right. Now, like we had done into an, on-premises demo, we have seen that we were actually joining the uh, database with this three-part name. So here also what I'm doing, because I am connected to Azure DB1, so I don't need to write Azure DB1 dot dot, three-part name. I can directly refer employee name. But for referring the table onto another database, I will have to do this. So what I'm doing, Azure DB2 dot DBO dot employee salary. Okay, let me execute this and it will error out. If you cannot see the error, let me show you the error here. Testing. What does this says? Reference to database and or server name in Azure DB2 DBO employee salary is not supported in this version of SQL Server, which means what? That cross database queries are not supported into Azure databases, right? So we should have some, we should use some other alternative, and that's where Elastic Query comes into the picture. It is as good as link server. The only thing is slightly, you will have to, the configuration part is little bit different, right? So now I'm connected to Azure DB1. So let me first create a master key. So I'm creating this master key. This is necessary, and a database scope credential. Okay. So I'm creating this database scope credential also. The credential with name, okay, they were already created, so they are already there, no issues, right? Okay, now see, this is, if any one of you have worked on link server, then this is acting as a as good as link server. How? So we are creating an external data source, right, named as db2 salary. This can be, you can name this anything. Type what? This can be an RDBMS. Currently, we have an RDBMS. The location. Now you can see here, we need to provide a location. So I have given a, full four full SQDN server name, right, for my Azure database. That is JIT Elastic svr.database.windows.net. Now here you can, currently my both the database are on the same server, but here you can refer to altogether another server also. Now in that server, right, what is the database name you want to use? So we are saying, okay, in this server, please use Azure DB2. And what are the credentials? So we are saying Elastic Query is my credential which we have already created. So this way we are what doing? We are creating a type of link server, a link between Azure DB1 and Azure DB2. Okay. So let me create this. Okay. I think it is saying that it is already exists. So let me delete this. Okay. Right. And let me create it again. So this got created, and now you can see under Azure DB, under external resource, you can see this created db2 salary, right? If you want to skip this, then you can see what the it says. Okay, create external data, same location and the Azure DB2 and everything. Okay, the database name and credentials and everything. Okay, so this my external database, external source is created. Now similarly we will have to create one local table on Azure DB1, but actually it is acting as a local table, but actually what it is referencing to a table into another database. Okay, so we are saying, create an external table DB2 DBO employee salary. See, I'm giving the same name here as, let me refresh this. Okay, DBO employee salary, so that there would not be confusion. I'm using the same name. Then we need to create a structure. So the same structure here. So we can say employee ID salary, right? And then what, with data source DB2 salary. So what is my data source? My data source is DB2 salary, which is pointing where? Which is pointing to this server and this database. Okay. And then I'm saying, okay, in this table, what is an external for from this external database source? What is the table name which we want to use? Actually, we have kept the same table name, right? Otherwise, if the table names are different, then you will have to write that table name. So we are actually referencing this table onto this database, right? So let me create this external table here that has been created, and where it would get created, you can see here under external tables. Refresh. Oh, sorry. On this is on Azure DB2. So basically it would be here, right? Refresh. Okay. And tables, external tables, and you can see here, and you can see the structure also, employee ID and employee name, right? So now what has happened that we have created a link between Azure DB1 and Azure DB2 for the table employee salary. And now this would surely work because DBO employee salary. So basically we are referencing this, that is this table. In turn, it is referencing to this table. Okay. So now if I execute this query, we will get the results back, right? So this way you can actually create an external table, right? Referencing either to an altogether another instance, Azure database that is, or with the another database onto the same instance. Okay. So this was an alternative provided for the link server on Azure databases. Hope you like this video, right? Please subscribe to my channel to get the notification, right, whenever I upload the videos, because I would be uploading so many videos with different topics. And please like and share this video so that your colleagues, your friends can also benefit from this. Bye for now. Take care. See you next time with the next good topic.